Good afternoon, Dr. Seetharaman.
Good afternoon.
On Doha Bank's Knowledge Management Forum today, we would like to focus on the developments in contract financing in Qatar. Please tell us, how have economic trends impacted the contract sector in Qatar?
The economic trend has been very solid. Financial stability has been the name of the game. Qatar has grown last year 6.5%, and there are indications it will reach between 5 to 5.5%. Now, if you look at the bigger picture, even though there were conservative estimates, 4.6% has been projected last year for 2014. It's moving in the right direction. The hydrocarbon is going to be minimal, between 1 to 2%, and non-hydrocarbon is going to have an exponential double digit. And when it comes to spending outlay, you will have even deficit financing. Through the hydrocarbon resources, we will be funding the non-hydrocarbon. So that's the trend we are seeing. Construction sector is going to grow by 15%. As a percentage of GDP, the construction sector it has moved from 7% original now to 8%. Perhaps it may move to 9% of the GDP breakdown. That's the level of comforts we are drawing. Inflation is under control, less than 3.5%, and again, the current account surplus should be not less than 28-29% for this year, and again, fiscal surplus should be in the range of 10 to 11%. So, if the bigger picture is economic fundamentals and non-hydrocarbon growth are intertwined, and that's going to promote more stability in terms of urban development.
How has the national development strategy impacted Qatar's contracting sector?
That's the vision, conception to execution. If you look at the national development strategy, as clearly earmarked non-hydrocarbon growth and to provide the basic urban development, and that is really adding value to the contracting sector, construction sector. The construction sector can be in the form of housing, it could be for the education cities, it could be in the form of senior citizens personal housing, healthcare could be another way of expanding, airport, seaport, road, rail, expressways, drain, and again the other support systems required for the overall infrastructure. So that's where the national development vision, development strategy as a part of the 2030 vision plays a big role, and we have seen the momentum in the right direction. The non-hydrocarbon private sector investments will be significant, over 370 billion Qatar Riyal for between now to the next 5 years. We also have to necessarily develop stadiums. The stadiums, there are 8 stadiums needs to be developed, and those are going to drive the overall urban development along with the other infrastructure which are basics.
In your opinion, Dr. Seetharaman, how has Qatar's fiscal policy impacted the contract sector?
That is impacted. Now, if you look at the current budget itself, is a good trend, 225 billion revenue, 218 billion expenditure. Now, if you look at surplus is very small, 7.3 billion Qatar Riyal, but incrementally how it's adding value, 75.6 billion will go for stadiums, and on the construction sector it'll create new vital opportunities. You have out of 8 stadiums, 7 stadiums are going to be built in. One is Bakra, another one is Rayan, another one is Lusail, another one is Umsaid, Khalifa stadiums. So like many project plans will be executed. Education has been allocated, again education and developments, that's going to be significant. The first one is 75.6, and again 25.4 billion will be allocated for education, 15.6 will be given for healthcare as well. Healthcare developments will take place. These are very basics for education, healthcare, for the citizens' social welfare, and that's going to stimulate. 3.3 billion has been allocated for senior citizens housing. These are the stimulations we need to have construction and contract goes in tandem, and we'll have apart from this, as a real allocation has been given for airport, seaport, road, rail, and drainage.
Could we have your insights on the project market in Qatar?
Projects, there are many projects have been set in as a discipline. QP has come out with Capco, again QP has come out with Shell as a joint venture partnership. We have Lucelle City is getting expanded, redefined, and again the Qatar Electricity Water Company is going to have multiple projects. Those are projects which are to conserve the water, conserve the electricity, and also creation of new additional infrastructure for creation of electricity and water. And we also have the road express highways has been planned, Doha West and other parts. So there are many projects which public sector work, Qatar Petroleum work projects. Those are incidental, plus road, rail, metro is shaping up. The airport expansion is going to be another new heights. So those are the major projects which we are seeing in the current budget as well.
What are the trends that are seen in contract financing in Qatar?
Contract financing, the overall lending has grown by 41%, and as on date, if you look at the contract financing, 23 billion is the total amount funded by the local banks for the contract financing. That's a significant number into the overall system. And institution like Doha Bank has got a very strong niche over the last 10 years. We have been developing a skill base as well as the capacity to fund this with the right infrastructure, engineering skills, valuation skills, and again understanding the nuance of the various contracts and measurement of the various capital work in progress skills. Financing for all these contracts is our trade, and that's what precisely we managed to partake in the overall momentum, and it's going to grow. Everything is confined to construction and contracts, and we're there as Doha Bank.
Thank you, Dr. Seetharaman.
My pleasure.